all, you must have heard about re-level so many times from us, and you also be knowing that this Singh has grabbed the offer of 40 LPA from GRED through this re-level test. His score was 874 out of 1000 and he is just 21-year-old. Similarly, through this test, Harmanpreet got the offer of a backend engineer role at Hiptofin. Moreover, Biswajit Batra also through this test got the offer of the backend engineer role at Hiptofin. So if these people can grab such big offers of 40 LPA and higher at the age of 20 and 21, then what you are waiting for? Go grab your offer at re-level, go and register at re-level. The registration process is like this. So if you also want to grab such big offers, visit your re-level site, click on the login button and then enter your mobile number, get the OTP, enter the OTP and continue. Then you fill in your details and create your account. Then select the test in the specific field you want to give the test. Then book your free slot by selecting the test date you want to give the test on. So you can see that how simply you can book your slot at re-level. Now you must be thinking that re-level tests are so hard to crack. Let's check that. Is it really true? In order to end the confusion about the difficulty level of the test at re-level, I'll be solving one of the mock tests right now, right here. So I'll be solving one of the mock tests from the front-end development. Let's get started. So this is a mock test available. I'll be solving it right here in front of you and let's see what is the exact difficulty level of the re-level test. So this is the mock test and let's click on this take mock test now so that we can take the mock test. So this mock test will be of 50 marks and this will be of about 10 minutes and they will be asking 10 sample questions from the back to basic rounds of the front-end development test. So the questions will be based on the basics of front-end development and there will be 10 questions in total that I need to solve in the span of 10 minutes. In total, I'll be getting 50 marks if I'll be able to solve all the questions. So I'm excited and let's start the round now. So we are here and now I'm starting the round. So the first question is, which of the following methods take argument as an array? So this is, here the options are called apply, bind, and none of the options. So the answer is very easy. It will be apply always. And now we'll be saving this answer and we'll be moving to the next. So the next question is, a dash is used to define a special state of an element. Choose the right option. So in order to define the special state of any element, we always use a pseudo class. So the answer will be pseudo class. This was quite easy one. Third question is, which of the following color format is a CSS HCL value with a fourth value to the set to set the alpha channel value for the color to define the opacity of the element? So this is again HCLA and this is used and again this was easy for me and yeah. Now let's save this question and move on to the next question. Coming on to the fourth question, the fourth question they are given is, during test, editing of properties in a browser is directly enabled by using box model, where dash is not a part of box model. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate answer. So this is the question they have asked, and they have given me the option content, margins, padding and border, elements and chart. Here, since they are talking about the box model, so the answer will be, according to me, the answer should be elements and chart. So clicking on this and now I'm moving on to the save and next. Question 5 is, when a child class inherits traits from more than one parent class, this type of inheritance is called. Again, this is a question, very easy question. And if a child class is inheriting from more than one parent, then obviously that will be a multiple inheritance. Again, this was a very easy question and this was a part of our syllabus as well. Moving on to the sixth question, a pointer is a memory address. Suppose a pointer variable has Q address 1000 and that Q is declared to have type int and an int is 4 bytes long. What address is represented by the expression Q plus 2? So here the queue address is 1000 and queue is declared to have a type int pointer and an int is 4 bytes long. What address is represented by q plus 2? So according to me, the answer should be it should be 1008, because when will we move by q 2 positions, then obviously the q will the address starting from 1000, now it will move to the 1008. So the answer should be 1008, and I'm saving this answer and moving on to the next question. Seventh question is, what happens after you push a new node in the connected list illustration of a stack? So if I represent a stack in the form of list with the help of list, then what will happen to me if I push a new node? Obviously that node the options are: the new node is placed at the front of the connected list, the new node is placed at the rear of the connected list, the new node is placed at the center of the connected list, and the last option is none of the options. And if it is a list and it is a stack, then if I'll push a new node, then that will be connected to the start of the linked list. So with that said, I'll be clicking on the option A, and because that is the option, the new node is placed at the front of the connected list. And now with that said, again, this was a part of our syllabus and this was a pretty easy question. Moving on to the next question. Which loop executes at least once even if the condition is false? So that we must be knowing from the first semester itself, that is do while loop. I don't need to look at the other options as well for this question. How are arrays typically passed to a function? Question 9 is, how are arrays typically passed to a function? So since it's an array, then arrays are passed by call by reference to a function. And this was a concept I learned in my OOPS class, so I remember this question. So I'll be clicking on the second option, that is call by reference. So now I'm on the 9th question. I have still 5 minutes left, which is very good thing. So now my 5 minutes are ending and I'll be moving on to the 4 minutes. And with that also, I'll be moving on my last question, saving this current question. I'm scared whether my all answers are correct or not, because schools attract you, right? The last question is, what is trap/exception? So exception are what the options given to me. The options are hardware generated interrupt caused by error, software generated interrupt caused by an error, user generated interrupt caused by an error, none of the mentioned. So they are talking of the exception, and exceptions are generated by the software only. So the answer must be B. I'm not sure, but I guess the answer should be B. So now I'm done with all the question, and let's save this question and move on to the next question. We are on the last question and we still have so much of time left, although we have so that was pretty nice. Let's save this and let's see what will be our score now. So I have so I'm not going now I'm going to end this test because I'm done with all the questions. So ending this test before 3 minutes is very nice thing. Now I have submitted all the answers, and are you ready to go on the dashboard and to check the score with me? So if you are, then let's quickly get to the dashboard now. Hey, here's my score and it is 50 out of 50. And with me, you have also seen the questions are pretty simple. They are from the basics of what we have already learned. According to me, the difficulty level is from easy to medium, and anyone can score good with little practice in these tests. So you can see that re-level tests are not that hard. They are very simple, and if you practice little bit, then you can easily crack these tests and grab the opportunities of more than 40 LPA. In this video, we have solved the mock test of the front end, and similarly in the other videos, we'll be solving the mock test of other fields like backend engineering and so on. So stay tuned with us.